Oh,
hello.
Hello.
How lovely aligners. Welcome to our live this morning. I'm just making sure that we are actually live, which I can see, so that's good. Thank you for joining us, anyone who is live, and anyone who's joining us watching afterwards. Lovely to see you guys. So today I have the lovely Ashley Cummins from Kalimukti yoga studio, who's come to chat to us about ergonomics, how they're adapting their business to kind of help you guys at home, and all things posture and yoga, which is very nice. Hi, Ash.
Hi,
nice to be here.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, it's great. So I've known Ash for years. She's actually a really good friend of my sister's, and we've got obviously very similar interests. And so it's really nice to have her on board. She's an awesome yoga teacher for anyone who hasn't actually tried her yoga classes. And she's very kindly offered to do a free class for anyone who wants to try. And we'll be pinging up the link in the comments below. So you just click and you'll be able to get a free class today. So thank you, Ashley. That's very kind.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's for a live class because we're live at the moment. We've got a schedule of yoga and Pilates classes daily.
Amazing. Oh yeah, of course, because it's social distancing. It would be a little bit weird being in a yoga class together. So how are you finding it? Are you Zooming or are you using a different platform?
Yeah, so we're using Zoom and it's been great. And so it's just, you would book how you would book if you were coming to the studio. But instead of coming to the studio, you go to your yoga space at home and you use a Zoom link to live stream the class to your device.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's been good. I think to begin with, we thought it'd be a bit strange, firstly, us teaching to a screen, but then for participants receiving the class through a screen. But actually now it's really nice because you can see other people that are joining. They can either share their camera or they can just appear as a name. But you know, you're not on.
So they can cheat with their postures and you can't go, lift your bottom, please.
Yeah.
Don't sit there.
And you're in your pajamas that aren't matching.
You're in your pajamas and it's 5 o'clock. It's not acceptable. So I'll remember to turn my screen off next time.
Yeah, it was you.
I must admit, like I was never one like to kind of think, oh, yoga online and stuff, but it's actually really good, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home at any time you want, in your pants if you really want, and you'll probably get more out of it if you let the yoga teachers actually see kind of what you're doing, but you can be secret about it as well.
Yeah, it's great if people share their cameras because then you can see them and you almost forget that it is digital and you're not there with one another. But yeah, you still leave the class feeling like you've seen those people, and I think it's really good if you're new as well, if you've never tried yoga before, because you can switch your camera off, and if there's a pose that you don't like, you can just sit there in your gym jams and no one knows.
Yeah, so that's the fear. It takes the fear factor away a little bit as well.
Yeah,
I know with a lot of my clients, particularly I don't want to say my older clients because there's younger ones as well, but if they're particularly stiff, they're always a bit nervous to go into yoga because the word yoga, they think they've got to be able to put their head around their legs around their head and things like that. So this could be a really nice way if you're ever kind of, you've always been interested in it or kind of think, why not? This could be the perfect opportunity to kind of go in and give it a go without the risk of feeling silly.
Yeah.
And it's safe. So
there is you know, yoga is actually all just about you, about taking your thoughts inside and kind of taking that time where you're present, you're thinking about your breathing. So even though it is nice to practice in a studio and you've got your friends around you, you only need yourself. So there's no reason why doing it at home, you know, can't have the same benefits or more benefits because you might have less distractions.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I must admit, when I do yoga at home, I'd say there was less distractions, but I normally have a dog on top of me or a cat that likes to stick its butt in my face whilst I'm doing it, you know, but each to their own.
It's really nice seeing everyone's pets. They're enjoying the company, aren't they?
Yeah, it's funny. Animals really love it, don't they? Because they feel kind of the calm energy and they think, oh, I want to be a little bit closer to my mummy or daddy doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
So thinking about kind of your top tips, like, is there any top tips for yoga postures that you would really recommend clients who are working from home and maybe using desk setups? I mean, if people could see mine right now, it looks like the Starship Enterprise. I've got screens here and here. I've got a laptop in front of me.
Oh,
Desk is massive.
Candle and a little essential oil.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Puffing away. My very zen studio. But yeah, if there's anything that you specifically do you know what, these are amazing moves to help upper back or neck. Have you got any that you can kind of run through with our clients?
Yeah, I think a really safe go-to movement that anyone can do is cat-cow. So you can do it on your hands and knees, or I've got a little chair.
Amazing. Yes, let's have a look.
Okay. So it's really good. Say if you're working and you just need a 5-minute move, then ideally you perch on the end of your chair and then you just take time to bring your feet to hip distance. Your kneecaps are facing forward, so you want your feet hip distance with your knees stacking above and then coming up into your hips. And then you're taking your time to just take your awareness to your lower back, because often your lumbar curve is going to be arching forwards. But instead you want to pull your belly button in, so you're almost bringing that lower back so it's quite flat. And you can use your hands just to explore how that feels. So you're just trying to encourage your spine to be quite flat. Pull up into your crown. So you've got this energetic lift running through the whole of your spine. So any areas of your lower back which you might have been slightly compressed in are now feeling nice and spacious.
Amazing.
Ooh, can you feel that?
Yeah, it's good. Luckily I'm off the camera because I'm doing this in my pants.
Oh no, you are on the camera. So on your inhale, we're going to breathe in through the nose. And we're just going to bring the chest forwards, really expand through your lungs. And as you exhale, we're going to use a Pilates breath. So we're going to breathe out through pursed lips. At the same time, suck your belly button in. And now you're in your cat. You can meow now, MC, if you want to. So from the side and then a rounded back. So you're inhaling to look forwards and up, lifting your chin. Pull the shoulder blades down your spine. And exhale, move from your center. So the belly button pulls in. Your pelvis is scooping under. So you're really trying to round that lower back. How does that feel, MC?
It's really good. I love the cat-cow move. This is a great one. I don't normally do it seated though, so this is really helpful.
Yeah, and if you really push your heels into the floor, you can feel your glutes activate, so you're almost hovering off your chair.
Yeah, okay, so a buttock exercise at the same time.
Yes, sculpting glutes, mobilizing spine. So yeah, and then you can do the same one on your hands and knees. So it's a really nice mobility movement through your spine. But also with any of our classes, so we've got some yoga classes available and Pilates, as well as the physical benefits of releasing tension and just mobilizing the body. They're meditative movements. So whilst you're focusing on the physical movements, your mind is present. So it means that you're clearing any unwanted chatter, and it helps you it boosts your well-being. So yeah.
I think that's probably like a really important thing to mention during this time, because I know from talking to a number of our clients, the feeling of kind of overwhelm and just constant thoughts. I mean, even I'm happy to admit, even me during this time, there's times where I think, oh my goodness, I just need to switch my brain off. It's going 100 miles an hour. So yeah, I think doing, even if it's just a 10-minute yoga routine, just do the cat cow, even if you're not sure what else to do. Just do that consistently on a daily basis. It just helps really kind of calm you and bring you back to center, doesn't it?
And I think that's a really good point, because sometimes you can feel quite overwhelmed at the moment, because a lot of people like structure and to plan. And at the moment, the thought of thinking ahead, you don't really have that structure. It's a bit unknown. So that's why it's really good to take some time in the present. So just focusing on your breathing and your body, and that's the happiest place to be.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
And so in terms of your clients, how many kind of clients would you have in a yoga class kind of at the moment, would you say? Like, are you doing kind of big classes, or are they smaller ones, or does it vary?
So there's really good numbers attending our public classes. So we've had about anything from about 20 to 40.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but what we're seeing at the moment is a lot of corporate well-being. So lots of big businesses are putting on weekly or twice weekly classes, and they're providing the links to their employees who sign in from home. And we've had some corporations that have sent the links off island too. So I know for one class in particular, we were expecting 300 people, but the link got sent to them. 300 didn't join, but it just shows that, you know, there are silver linings to these situations.
What a nice idea from an employer, particularly because we're in a situation, aren't we, where there's some people, sadly, who've lost their jobs, but equally there's a whole sector of society that are still working kind of full time, trying to do it from home, which isn't easy. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And with the corporate classes, I must say not that many people want to share their cameras, but you can still see your colleagues' names, and you do leave the class feeling like you've had a little catch up with your pal. And
that's nice. And I suppose from a kind of camaraderie perspective, when, you know, it can feel quite isolating, it's just another nice way to kind of feel like you're kind of keeping in touch and communicating, even if your cameras are off.
Yeah, it's got a different community vibe to our usual getting together, but it's definitely working.
I'm just going to pop up your link, actually. This is Ashley's very kind link. It's in the comments below. If anybody does want to take advantage of kind of her lovely offer of a free class and to join kind of one of the online classes. If there's anything specific that people want to know, I mean, feel free to comment below. If you're watching this later on, both myself and Ashley will get back to you on any topics that you might kind of want to hear about, or if you'd like to hear from Ashley again on a specific topic, maybe a little yoga class on how to incorporate dog yoga into your life as well. Perfect. And what was I going to say? For anyone who wants a little bit of help with their kind of ergonomic setup at home, like how their computers look and how to make it a little bit more comfortable, just a line, if you sign up to our newsletter, we will give you a free download of how to do this. And it's a little instruction sheet telling you kind of what your desk should look like. And you've got a checklist of yes, no, and then you can decide any of the no's just need to be addressed. So again, happily kind of do it.
So useful, because I think at the moment I've heard that some offices are actually giving their employees the chairs that they normally use in the office.
Oh, that's good.
So that's hopefully set up well for their postures, but it doesn't mean that the laptops or the desks are at the correct height.
In all honesty, like the home working environments are causing a lot of problems, because unless you're lucky enough to have an office which is set up specifically for that, which a lot of people don't have because they just don't have the space. Most people are trying to work off kitchen tables, or I've got one lady who has got builders in at the moment, so she's actually working off a coffee table or the sofa, and she's got a tiny laptop because she used to travel a lot. So literally, instead of a normal size kind of laptop with a big screen, it's about this big. So she's doing this all day long. And she called in as an emergency client last week or the week before, where she woke and she couldn't actually move her neck. And that was just simply down to a terrible home working situation. And yeah, I think on the other side of this, I think we're going to have a lot of people with very, very sore necks. So anything you can do to lift your computer screens up is probably the best thing. So you can't actually see my computer set up at the moment, but I have actually a computer screen to the left and to the right, and my laptop that I'm using today is on a pile of phone books.
So it's a bit higher.
Yeah, so I don't have webcams on either of my computer screens, so I've had to kind of rejiggle everything so I can do this. But yeah, office paper stacks or phone books or just books, anything just to raise your screen is a great tip.
If you've got a laptop, that's really, you need a separate keyboard, do you, so that your screen's higher, but your
ultimately that's going to be the cheapest fix. So I mean, and you can still access keyboards easily. Hopefully there's some suppliers in Jersey that have them. If not, you know, ordering online, you'll get laptops down, keyboards down easily. And what, 20, 30 quid? And yeah, you raise your laptop and then separate keyboards, and then you have a much better working environment. The key is you don't want to have your neck, I go side on. If you're in perfect posture, that way, your ears should ideally be in line with your shoulders, okay, and your chin should be tucked in. Unfortunately, when we work, I don't know if you can actually see very well. Let me drop that down. If we work kind of on a computer, we very quickly start to slide, and we end up with our chin poking forward. This is like the worst thing for our necks and upper back. So if you're catching yourself looking like a tortoise, what you need to do, if in doubt, chest out. Because raising your chest, you might feel a bit kind of conscious doing it, but
it feels good.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as a cat-cow maneuver. You're raising your chest, it naturally pulls your shoulders down and back, and it pulls your chin in. So it pulls you into that exact posture that Ashley was demonstrating, where she was saying, pull kind of tummy in, make sure your back is kind of not rounded, and you're pulling up from the top of your head. Same move.
But you're right. A lot of people do feel like they're pushing their chest forwards when they're actually just stacking their spine. So people will tend to slump as
and this is particularly so, I think, for ladies, particularly ladies who, you know, have maybe a larger breast. You know, they're so used to trying to hide it that they end up kind of staying in this posture, and it's the worst thing. They've actually done studies, and I remember learning about this at uni, and I was fascinated by it. They've done identical twin studies on posture. Okay, so you have two twins side by side. One of them has got perfect posture, and the other one has got an ever so slight slouch. Okay, identical twins. And then there's a series of questions asked to both, let's say 100 people about both twins, saying who's the more attractive, who's the funnier, who's got the better husband or wife, or who's got a better job, who's got this, that, and the other. All of the positive attributes went to the one with better posture.
Yeah.
And
that's it. More confident, and that carries through a lot.
That's it. But when the people were asked, what is it? Why are you saying that? Because they're identical. They couldn't say why. Not one of them could say, oh, it's because that one's got better posture. It was a real subconscious thing. They didn't kind of pick up on the posture. They just automatically went, that person's more confident, that person's funnier, that one's got the better job. Because your posture tells so much about you.
Yeah. Or because he has a better wife and job, that he carries himself better.
Maybe. Who knows? Obviously better wife and job. Yeah, that's it. in terms of kind of a confidence thing as well, if you're not feeling brilliant, you're just feeling a bit kind of down in the dumps and the rest of it, fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
And just stand tall, even if you feel rubbish. Make it with your posture and your alignment. Just getting yourself in a better position will make you feel better, because the messages traveling up to the brain, down through the spinal cord, up and down, they start functioning better, and this is what will improve your well-being, which is why yoga is so amazing.
Yeah. I actually, my business partner, Callie, she teaches a hatha on Monday night. So last night I took part in her class, and for the classes, we tend to have different themes depending on what's going on, or maybe it's a bit more personal about how we're feeling, and that's what we want to kind of share with everyone. And so Callie's theme was deep release. So it was a lot of deep hip openers and shoulder mobility, like heart opening postures. And it was just beautiful, and just it really important at this time just to have that kind of hatha is a style of yoga which is a really nice style to start with if you're a beginner, because it's a slow, steady pace. So you have a lot of time to get into the correct alignment. But it's also really good if you're not a beginner, because you have time to really release into the poses, and Callie will be explaining, certain aspects of the body that you should be tuning into, and it was just really beautiful.
See, it's probably a good kind of transition into the different sorts of yoga, actually, because when people hear yoga, I think they automatically think of maybe like a vinyasa style yoga, but yoga can vary so much. Like hatha's amazing. I'm a big fan of yin yoga. I absolutely love yin. And that's another form. If you're not, if you're a bit nervous, it's a very gentle, slow yoga like hatha is. Very safe, very nurturing. It's a lovely way of, well, I'm telling you about it. You tell me about it.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's so true. I think often yoga is seen to be, people in splits and doing all these super intermediate poses. But actually, that's the pose, the asana, the actual posture, the position you're putting your body in is just one aspect of it. The actual meaning of yoga is to clear your mind and to kind of boost your well-being. So with the breathing and bringing your mind into the present moment, all these aspects kind of work together. So normally actually on a Sunday, normally when we're in the studio, we have a restorative class as well, which is gorgeous. So you use bolsters, blankets, and you might only explore 4 poses throughout the whole class, but you just come out feeling like you've just had the biggest hug, and you do feel so nourished. So it's not about the position that your body's in, it's about the process that you're putting your mind through, that cleansing.
I love that's exactly how I would describe a restorative yoga class. You do feel like you've just had the most amazing warm hug. And I absolutely love it.
I mean, at the moment we can't adjust, but and then you can have like massage oils and pulse points, and can't wait for
a nice little cup of like warm chai afterwards or something. Yes. But you can set yourself up to do some restorative yoga at home as well. I mean, if you don't have, like, for the yogis out there who know kind of what restorative yoga is, you can use bolsters, like big cushions and things like that. But if you didn't have that, like, I'm guessing you could probably use cushions and things from home.
You can, and we've got a prenatal class as well, which we like to use lots of props in to support. And if you don't have a bolster, which is like a round cushion, you can get a pillow and you can tie it. You can kind of curl it and then tie it with a belt or
Great.
two. And then you've got blankets and all sorts, cushions.
So just thinking about kind of how someone could use the sausage-shaped cushion, like where would you recommend it? Like, do you put it kind of back of their knees? Like, what's kind of your best positions for it?
I think often you can use it across kind of your upper thoracic, just to even just support your head and then lean back. So that position that we're talking about a lot at the moment. Oh, hey, Danny.
Sorry, I've got a husband coming with the dog.
I've got those on.
So am I. Yeah, forgot about that. Don't worry. Excuse me. Got a couple of sausages entered the room who are now refusing.
Yay, here we go.
It's never a dull moment in my house. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I've actually got one here. I'll show you.
One I made earlier.
Yeah, one I made earlier. I wonder if you can see me if I just slide my book down.
I'm just going to pop you back on the big screen.
Oh, there I am. So if you have a bolster, then you can, of course, use that. Or we have some to purchase. You can buy online.
Amazing.
Otherwise, you can get a pillow, roll it up, and just take it to just underneath your armpits, and then kind of curl, so you're rounding your back. Slide your hands behind your head, and then very gently just start to come into a very gentle back bend.
Lovely.
Yeah, so just letting your crown pull back.
And I suppose if you are struggling with your neck, I'm guessing you can put like a little cushion kind of just to support your neck or something.
Yeah,
that's helpful.
So you could put a cushion up above. We wouldn't recommend that one for prenatal. It's probably a bit stronger. You would take your bolster or pillow long in a portrait position, and then just make sure you're supporting your lower back. So really kiss that in nice and tight, and then roll back.
Oh, that's nice. So you're still getting kind of the back bend and the opening, but your head's a bit better supported.
Yeah, and often you might want to put a few pillows under the head so it's elevated a bit more. It's a really nice one to counteract the position we were talking about before, when your chest muscles are all tight and the shoulders are rounding forwards.
Exactly. Anything that basically opens your chest up from a chiropractic kind of perspective and ergonomic perspective. It's always a little bit too close, that bit. Anything that opens your chest is a winner for us, because it mobilizes your thoracic spine, helps with breathing, because that's the area that controls kind of respiration and how your lungs function, how your heart functions. So we like this upper chest area moving. So those postures are amazing. Thanks, Ash.
Oh, you're welcome. And I suppose everything that we do daily, if you're driving, eating, texting.
Oh, texting. Don't get started on the texting. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. In fact, that is a really good one. Whilst you've got kids at home, anyone watching, the iPads and or I should say iDevices, not to be specific. When you're in a neutral posture, your head is about 5 kilos, about 5-10 kilos. So you're up here. As soon as you start dropping your head, you are increasing the amount of force. When you get to here, which is, I think you can probably see, when you get to here, which is kind of bone posture and the rest of it, take a guess how many kilos go through the base of your neck. Have you got any idea, Ash?
That's more than double. Yeah,
more than double. You're heading into the 32 kilo department. 32 kilos in this position. That's like a suitcase that if we ever get to go traveling ever again, long haul, that's a heavy suitcase with an orange label on it saying heavy, please don't pick this up. And that's what you're doing. If you're here for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour longer, you're putting so much force through that poor little neck of yours.
Yeah.
So all I urge anyone who's doing it for themselves, but particularly anyone with kids who are really young and their nervous systems are fragile, if they have to be on screens for a period of time up high, put them on cooking stands, or ideally get them to hold. I mean, holding them up here. You can play with your phone for ages up here. You've got strong arms. It works your biceps at the same time.
Yeah.
It's, or get them to lift their chest if they're dropping their chin down, so their chin is poked in whilst they're doing it. They'll feel a bit silly doing it at first.
That's another thing.
At least tucked.
Often in classes, we'll say, make a double chin. So slide your head back. And it feels like it feels wrong, but from the side, that's often the position that you should be in.
Yeah, perfect alignment. I've got a sausage craving attention.
Let's have
This is Lexi. Wanted to show her perfect alignment. Thank you. You want to say hi to Auntie Ashley?
Hey.
She's a bit camera shy, attention seeking, but very camera shy. Right, please. Wow. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Ash. I'm conscious don't want to go on too much. I could talk all day about this with you, as I'm sure we could have a good little natter for hours. But if there's anything anyone wants to know specifically, or if you found this really helpful, a couple of comments come in.
Oh, hey, Marlene.
Hi, Charlene. That's really nice. So pleased you can join us. Ping us the link, a comment below. I'm going to put Ashley's free class in as well. So that's the link. It's in the comments. So if anyone wants to take advantage of a fab class with Kalimukti, maybe a little hatha or maybe something else a little bit stronger, then please use the link. And if there's anything specific you'd like to know, ping us a note below. And maybe Ash will be kind enough to come back on and we can do another one of these.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, MC. It was lovely to chat to you.
Oh, it was great. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah. See you soon.
Just a note to kind of any of our aligners as well. We have got Jackie Carell, who is going to be discussing RTT hypnotherapy with us on Friday at 10 a.m. Got the time right. So anyone who wants to understand a little bit more about kind of the mind connection and kind of rebalancing belief systems to maybe get over some fears and phobias, anxieties, Jackie is phenomenal. So she's really worth a listen, and she'll be on live with me at 10. But obviously for anyone who's watching in a replay, you can grab this whenever, and all these videos will be going out in our newsletter as well. So if you haven't subscribed, let me put that on there. If you haven't subscribed, you go to the following link. She says,
one I made earlier.
On the front page of our website, you'll see a button and it tells you what to do. You click sign up to the newsletter, and then it will tell you the different options you can sign into. And we promise not to spam you. It's only going to be stuff that, we would like to know, and hopefully you will find interesting. So thank you very much. So Ash, that's amazing. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll hopefully see you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.